Apparently. Mm-hmm. For some reason, we lost that live. I was on two devices. Can you hear me?
Okay.
So I have to wait
Yes,
for
ma'am.
Kunle to come back on. Hi, Precious.
Hi, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening. So we're having this
I was
challenge
enjoying
today.
the session.
Yeah, he's going to. I've sent him the link. He has to come back on again. He's going to
Oh,
come back.
okay.
So I
Okay.
wanted him to talk, about how he, got in alignment with purpose, and then, it just gives a
Yeah.
better, angle into what we want to talk about. How are you doing anyway? While we wait for Kunle
I'm,
to rejoin.
I'm pretty good.
But why did you join when he was talking? You should have come on.
I
I would have been
did.
able to
I
accommodate both
did.
of you.
I tried doing that, but the message I got was that the host can't have gotten the maximum number of persons to host or something.
That means I have
Yeah.
to take
So
you off for him to come on.
yeah, that's
Okay, so
that's what it
so, so
is.
I'm going to remove
So
you so I can. I'm going to remove you so I can
fine.
have him, and then you're going
Yes,
to
it's
come back
fine.
on. Okay. Okay. So we have Kunle now.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Hi.
Okay, so you're not echoing anymore.
No, I'm not echoing anymore. Can you hear me?
Yes, you well two devices. That's why, but you're not echoing anymore.
Okay. Okay. So should I just
Uh,
continue?
no, you have to start again.
Okay. So I said my journey. Speaking about my
Okay, so you're
journey.
going to from how you found out this is what you're meant to do. What was your journey from the beginning? How you knew this was purpose? How you knew you even needed to do something that had to, you knew that it was your life assignment. And then when you connected with it, how did you know this was it? And what was the experience like? And what is the experience like now? And what is it about your experience that will make anybody who wants to know what it feels like to be in alignment with purpose know that, okay, yes, now I'm doing what I'm meant to do with my life?
Okay. So for me, my journey was me finding, knowing, connecting, and becoming. Finding, I would say, was the times when I was, very conflicted with what I was going to do, who I was meant to be. Then in school, you have all the wrong counseling, right?
Mm.
Or no wrong counseling or no counseling at all. Where I'm thinking I want to be an architect, or next minute I want to be a physiotherapist. And all these things was
You
because of
wanted to be
I
an
was
architect at some point.
architect, and that's because I'm an artist. That's because I draw. So I thought
Yes, I know.
that was the only way to connect with my art. Forgetting that architecture is a different ball game. The older I got, I was like, nah, I'm not being an architecture. There's so many lines and numbers, and I don't like numbers. Um, I want to be a physiotherapist. That's because I had my dad had an health issue that I just kind of wanted to be of help, and I want to be a doctor because I want to help so many people. All those kind of things. I keep changing professions in my head. At the point, if being a
Mhm.
pastor was a profession, I wanted to be a pastor. You know, all of these things. But as I moved or grew in life, I realized that wanting to become some what my I kind of just got into the knowing and understanding of purpose in the sense that it's not what I want to become. Purpose is, I would define purpose as that one thing that you have or you carry. I'll use the word grace that you carry that would help you connect to a lot of people to help them find their own purpose, to help them find their own
Mhm.
truth. So it's for
Mm.
me, it's what is in me that is not meant for me, but meant for the people, for the world, to see,
Mm.
connect, and consume. So at all these times while I was doing all these things, there are things I could do for free or for leisure or for my hobby. I used to draw. Back then I draw on my mom's school. So all those when you see schools and you see all the paintings on the wall, all the Mickey Mouse and
Yeah.
things. I watched
Graffiti
a lot
and
of
all that.
cartoons. Yeah, I did all of that growing up. Um, in church, I was in drama group. I could have been anywhere. I know I couldn't sing to save my soul, so I won't join choir. Right from teens church, from children's church to teens church. My mom owned a school back then in Ibadan. I used to organize the end of year parties and the event itself, where I create drama, dance. You see all of those things, and it gave me so much joy because I could do them. If you wake me up, if you wake me up from my sleep now, say, Kunle, come and calculate this math, or can only come and go to the field and work or something, I could probably be
Mm,
sad or have a mood swing or be depressed, right? But if you say Kunle, come on, we have to plan an event, we have to plan this show, we want to do this concert, there's performance, there's this stage play. I'm happy to go because my brain and everything is turned on to say yes, let's get it. You know,
mm,
so it took me just embracing that part of me. I felt was just growing up in this space that we are, you feel like those things can give you money. So it makes you,
mm,
where we are brought up, it makes us feel like if we move from, if you do all these things you're doing, they won't pay you as much as you being a doctor, you being a lawyer, you being all of this. So how do you want to feed off? And this is not America or Europe where art value, where
mm.
payment is a major part of the economic system. Here is different. Here now, yes. Before growing up, it wasn't like that. So that made me that conflicted me a lot with discovering. But as time went on, I embraced that part of me, the entertainer part of me. Um, I wanted to write stories, create stories. I always join. I never walk alone, so I like to be in the groups of people that I like, that's creative. And it was happening. I, I could, be in my entertainment space. I want more and grow more and see more, you know. Um, and that was me knowing. And then connecting. I
Mm.
think connection takes me to meet that are in that space, right? Getting mentored, watching, understanding, coming from this, being open minded,
Yeah.
just be all of that shenanigan. School, I was modeling, I was dancing, I was, trying to get on
You're
acting.
modeling. You were modeling. Anyway, you're still doing that now.
Yeah. So for me, all of these things together are in the bracket entertainment, you know. So anything entertainment. So I call myself, instead of me just saying my name is Kunle Remi, I'm an actor, I'd rather say my name is Kunle Remi, I'm an entertainer. Because I cut across different aspects of entertainment, not just acting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I started to connect. It took me a while. I won a reality show, Google Ultimate Search. All that is still entertainment. So I'm not out of my
Entertain that was entertainment, resilience, strength. My God,
all,
strategy.
all of
A lot
that.
came to play. A lot
Yeah,
came to play there.
yeah, and that also even prepared me for where I'm at now because he helped my mind. He helped my mind. So being in the jungle for Ultimate Search was more of being in the wild where you have to survive. And I came out of the show not just winning. I came out of the show as an entertainer. I found myself. I entertained people. People loved to watch me while I was there. People loved my season because there's more to life. Just I want to win. I want to win. I want to. Yeah, I want to win. But then again, are you going to leave while you win, or are you going to struggle to just win and not leave? You have to leave.
Mhm.
It's in living that you connect more with purpose. You find purpose. You embrace purpose. You have a strategy for purpose and all of that
Yeah.
intentionality that you breathe at some point. Um, so that was me connect. My reality show had nothing to do with acting. It was just a reality show. Um, but then I connected with myself, with people. From there, it helped me. I got into the life of, this is the life. This is the entertainment world. Some people got to know me at that point.
What,
started
what, what, what was your first? What was your first exposure after Google Ultimate Search? Like, what was your first? Was it an acting job? Was it?
after Ultimate Search, it was nothing. I was just doing guest appearances. That's what I'm saying to you. That at the end of the day, it
Mhm.
didn't really steer me in the direction of the entertainment I wanted to get to. But
Okay.
so I'm an hospitality consultant. And then I started working because of that. I started working managing JJ Okocha's club as his
Oh
manager,
wow!
the lounge and restaurant. But that wasn't still fulfilling because that wasn't that being an
What you wanted
I,
to do?
yeah, I can consult, but I didn't need to be working 9 to 5. That again, like I was going far away from what I already found purpose. And I think the only reason why I got distracted and started to move far away from it and doing the 9 to 5 job, which was managing the lounge and the rest, was because I didn't know what to do after the ultimate search. I kind of did.
Mm.
I didn't know how to go. So while I'm trying to figure that out, I got a job, and I got a job because of the credit I got, because of the being known from the show, right? I got the work, you know, pretty easy. Not that know somewhere that knows someone that I got in there, and because I understood what it was, I kept growing. I worked there for about a year, and I think at the end of the year, I while I was there, I was now doing knowledge now to get into the film industry, which is a passion for me. Being an actor and a filmmaker is my topmost passion, and every other thing falls underneath. That's as number one on the food or on the career. Um, I've done a couple of series, shown up in small projects, TV films. I was just doing all those things. I met Daniel Ademino, a director. We did one or two projects before, and the next thing, one faithful December or so, November, he just calls me and says, "Yo, Kunle, I'm in Cameroon. I need an actor. We can't get a lead
Mm.
this character we're writing. Can you come?" I said, "Oh yeah." I said, "Yeah." And he says,
Cameroon.
"Can you come?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Can you come on Monday?" Ah, this is like
Ah.
yeah. That Friday I dropped my resignation letter because I knew that if I travel, that's it. I'm not going to come back to that job. Once I had that opening, and my first opening is to go and shoot international. That's outside of the country. I
Yes. So.
I take an aeroplane there. I went. I did it, and it was an experience I will never. So my first time being on set with Stella Damasus and playing her boyfriend. So it wasn't like I was just in the scene. I was close to her
Mm.
kisser to show you how they threw me inside the hot water, like they threw
Whoa.
me into hot water. Um, People will say, "Oh, you kissed Stella." Yeah, but that wasn't the vibe. Oh. I was so tense because it was.
You were scared.
Yeah, this is Stella that I watched growing up, literally. That I watched, when Nollywood was Nollywood. Then
And you could only dream.
I could only I didn't I think so here's the thing, because we as human beings always think we don't we not everybody has the ability to think big and believe and faith that big that you think. Faith it, and that's once and set and then anything that comes before that, you can take it because your mind is on a bigger picture, you know.
Mm.
But my mind wasn't on the bigger picture. My mind was, let me just start. Wherever I start from, small, 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 I'll climb the ladder. I didn't know that God already had his own plan for me. Once you find purpose, my guy, I'm going to keep shooting you. You're going to keep going. And that's what people,
Exactly.
yeah, that's what purpose makes it seem like. It makes it seem like, it makes it seem like you don't know what you're doing, or rather, it makes it seem like like it's magic, but it's not magic. Before you even find purpose, you have gone to different levels of being honest with yourself, being truthful, find yourself, that kind of thing. Just connect with yourself as being first. If you don't connect with
Yeah.
yourself, it's going to be hard for you to embrace purpose. You know, um,
You have to know who you are. You have to
yeah,
know who you are first.
first step,
Who
yeah,
you are.
absolutely. Now, talking about that, I'm moving forward. For moving past that, I got to a point where, um, I got to a point where after that film, there was nothing left. But I had that in my CV. Stella International, met connected with Cameroonian people there. I'm still friends with some of them today. Um, And then I came back. Then I didn't go back to my former 9 to 5 job. I just stayed and said, since I've started this way, how about I just train? Let me train while I'm waiting for breakthrough or for opportunities. I'm ready for the opportunities, but I think while I'm waiting, let me train. That's when New York Film Academy came up. Now, New York Film Academy has always been a dream. You know those kind of schools that you have Googled down and you just keep that. Oh,
It's my dream. It's even still my own dream.
yes. Say, oh,
We're tapping into that your dream.
when I have money,
I
Jerry,
swear.
So, but I was able to save. God bless me with somebody that stood by me, that supported me, and a boy in my life that supported me. And boom, before you know what's happening, it's the dream. Yeah, the little success I had with the support, grateful to God. I was in New York for my. I listened. I paid attention. I did everything. When I got there, everything they were teaching that I kind of know, kind of things that I can literally learn on the field or connect with. You know,
Mm.
but and why did I feel that way? Because I already carry what I just needed to. I needed them. What the school did for me was unlock it, the confidence, unlock it, embrace it. So it's like you telling me the story of Nigeria. I know Nigeria's story, but then again, from your own point of view, as Joy, from your side of the country that you come from, that you grew up, where you grew up, all of that, my degree, all of that straight. It's a different what I would tell you from me growing up,
Yes.
right? So that's what school literally did for me. And if there's anything they encouraged me or the students is what we teach you here is one, but you will take what we teach you here in your own country or wherever you are,
Your
whatever it
culture, your
is,
environment will determine how you.
you absolutely, absolutely mix it up, shake it together. Um, then your own, you add your flavor to it, then it becomes something. You won't leave New York Film Academy and then start going to Nigeria, start saying, no, 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 this is how we do it in America. No, America
In this, I would use in New York.
in LA, we don't do this. No, that's because LA is LA. LA has a structure. Now I was coming back to a country that didn't have a structure.
Mm.
Place, might have a structure, but the structure is pretty much invisible. Um, so all of that, and I got back here, and I think for me, the most important thing for me, even in becoming, then so that was me connecting, right? Now becoming, I've always said something, and I'll forever say it. I am hungry for greatness, but I am not in a hurry,
Mm.
and that's because except I'm not confident in who I am, in what I carry, that's when I'll be in a hurry to buy cut or cut corners or jump the gun.
Four corners, yeah.
I've always been confident, and it didn't just start. It took a while for me to get to that point where I'm very confident in what I did. So each time after I got back, I went to New York Film Academy for acting. I got back, came back with all the packaging, ah, cover letter, this one, headshot. Nigerians didn't even send all those things. To get when I got back with all the packages, I realized that Nigerians wanted maybe like two things out of five things, right? It made me also understand that okay, that doesn't mean I should throw all that knowledge away. It just means that I need to adjust. I need to adjust to Nigerian system, but I would not conform to the system
Mm.
because conforming to that system would make me throw away all the knowledge I have gained over time. Even by going to film school. Then I went again the second. I went again in 2014 for filmmaking. All I'm just saying is that I just kept practicing and kept developing myself and kept learning because and the reason why I went to filmmaking that's from the fact that I have a passion for is because I wanted to understand the way the whole film system works. Sound, editing, story, writing, production. These are mega powerhouses that make a film work, that makes a project work. Then you specialize, right? All of that helped me. Then when I got back to Nigeria, it was now a conversation of um, every opportunity I got, I made sure I did it like it was my life. And people that I worked with started to refer me. which was a grace that I'm grateful for. Have you worked with Kunle? Kunle is great. It's good. People also, critics were there. There were, every time I had to work with a mentor or with a veteran that I've looked up to, I connect with them on all the levels I can. I talk with them, we gist, I get their minds. I remember Robert Young saying to me one time, you are a thief. You just come and sit down with me and be sucking my brain. And I'm like, yes, uh, yeah, And it took a whole lot, but I'm grateful that I was able to connect the way I did. I didn't wait for, as a matter of fact, all the times that people handed me, took me to a set and say, oh, I remember when Desmond started directing, Uti introduced me to him. Oh, it's my friend Kunle, one of them. Desmond like, hey, Tonto Dike was on the set, and I think in Edo. I was like, look at these people. This is after Ultimate Set. Like, oh wow. Desmond didn't give me my next job. If I didn't work with Desmond until later when I was getting to being a household name. I never worked with Desmond. So you see all those connecting, it was good. It took me to a film space here. I connected with this. I saw some of these guys, which helped also build my confidence. But guess what? The jobs didn't come from that meeting. So it's the same way it makes me laugh when I hear people say, "So I don't know how to get into acting. I want to act." No, the world is
Your
so
gift will make way for you
vast. The world is so vast.
when
How
you put
how
it to
about
work.
yeah? How about you hone your skills? How about
Yes.
you develop that thing you want to do? Because most of the people that say it, I can see through you when you send me a DM, I want to act. If I put you on the set, you're going to disgrace me. Even if I refer you to somebody, I go and say, put this person in this film, you will disgrace me. Because you have not done anything. People that are doing skits and getting jobs from skits are not stupid. You
Yeah.
understand?
Yes,
The more you
exactly.
do,
A lot of the young boys now do a lot of skits. They just open their Instagram pages, do a lot of skits, and now they're
yeah,
on. In fact, on the movie on Ijakumo, the movie that you have in the cinema now, I
yeah,
saw the young boy, the one that does the pastor thing on Instagram, and I
absolutely.
saw he got a role. Ijakumo, and I was like, you see, it took a lot of him honing his skill, making himself visible, consistency, staying on it. He kept doing it, and
Yes.
today he's in a movie.
Absolutely. It's day one you shoot on a set and look at the camera and director like, don't look at my camera. Day two, you won't make that mistake. Day three, you won't make that mistake. And before you go, and then it builds your confidence the more you practice. Now here's what I did. I also made a vow because I know that only if you want to get to this, like I said, I'm not hungry for it. I'm hungry for it, but I'm not in a hurry. I don't want any cut corners. I want to learn the intricacies of this profession from
Mm,
I want to go through it, the inconvenience
mm,
ones, the stress. I want to go through everything so that I can.
everything.
If I can talk to you about it now, and it took me all that period, and I started to go through it. I got into the industry. I started to get connect with people, my contemporaries, everybody. I'm open to learning. I don't know it all. I don't want to
Now
know it.
that's very important. Being open to learning. You
Yes,
must be open to learning.
as an actor, you have to be ready to unlearn to learn. To becoming a character, you have to unlearn. I have to drop what Kunle knows for Saru to exist. I have to drop what Kunle knows for PJ to become. Yes, I'm going to use Kunle's influence to breathe PJ because Kunle carries all the experiences and has seen, which is what becomes PJ or Saru, as the conversation is.
Mm,
Um, and again, I feel like I have a calling on my life to tell you stories visually. I'm not the writer. I'm not the professional writer, the author that you can read your works. I'm not the musician that can sing and you connect. But I am that actor
mm,
bring that character to life that if you have to hate this character with the message he's preaching, you will hate him. If you have to
mm.
love this character with the message he's preaching, you will love him.
You will love him.
You will love him. And now that's different. You don't know if Kunle is an ass in real life, but he's not an ass.
You are in love with that character. The
Yeah.
idea of
Yeah.
who the Kunle in the movie is.
Exactly. And it takes a lot for us as actors, as creatives to draw. Even as a musician, the fact that I sing a love song don't mean you have the best love life. You get what I mean?
Yes.
But then again, you become so vulnerable to the craft, to the gift. to purpose, to whatever you're preaching. So it's the same way I've told you, Joy, so many times that I never see my fan base on social media as a fan base. I see it as a congregation of
Your congregation that you
I
have a message for.
yes, I see it as a ministry. Each time I open my Instagram, each time I want to post something, I'm conscious. Is it for laughter? Yes. So people, I get so many DMs of people in on hospital beds saying things like, "Hey, yo, ah, I'm sick. This your post has given me life. I haven't laughed today. I'm
Especially during the COVID. I
doing
told
for
you, I said
yeah,
a lot of people were going through so much then, including me. And just watching all your skits during that period was uplifting, you know. It was uplifting.
and I just find myself doing it, and I'm willing to do it more. And now I don't get carried away with I have to no. I do it as I feel inspired to do it. I'm not under pressure to do it because people want more. I still go back and watch some of my clips and I'm like, what was I thinking? How did I think of this? What? I laugh at these things, and all these things just points to the fact that I feel like there is a need, there is a generation, there is a world that I am
Meant to influence
yes, I am equipped, fully equipped by the grace of God to influence. And
and
I
inspire.
yeah, and it's absolutely, and I don't take it for granted. I
Mm.
don't. I will never take it for granted. So every day, I'm conscious of what I say. I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to portray myself as perfect, but I'm willing to encourage you to live well and live right. If I got to do that with my work, I will do that with my work. Um, and I will go as far as I can to tell that story, without going mad or crossing certain boundaries. I will go as far as I need to go that story that you can connect with. This wasn't one day. This wasn't
Mm.
1 year. I've been in the industry for a decade, over a decade. So it didn't start one day, it didn't start 2 days. It took a process. But what did I do differently? I enjoyed every step of the process. Trust me, I've been frustrated. Like when I see people saying this industry is hard, they don't give young actors opportunity. They keep calling no face. No, you have to earn it. You have
Mm.
to earn it. I can call. I've earned 50K. I've earned 100K. I've earned 150. I've earned 200.
You've worked for free.
I've worked for free to the point where I can demand for millions now. But that's where I've gotten to. It's not, and I didn't just jump in there. Um, I just feel like first I asked God to also guide me, tell me, show me purpose. I'm still on it because purpose is not just one way. You keep manifesting, it keeps unveiling. There is a different season and a phase for purpose, for your life, for your assignment. So there's the 20s, there's the 30s, there's the 40s, there's the 50s, and there are different generations that you carry along with these things. How do I connect to the Gen Zs that are coming out, and I connect to the millennials, and I connect to every generation that we have?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can all relate with something. This just this I would just say again, it didn't just happen. I was in the boxing ring for the mega fight. Somebody asked me about
Mm.
Saruda that so well. I was like, yeah, aside from the fact that the environment to film was conducive, I have constantly been in the boxing ring waiting for the mega match. And when the mega match came, one of the many mega matches, so Nicaragua is one of many. When it came, I had no choice. I gave it the same 100% I give every job I do. I I it was more character based. I was waiting for it, you know. Now here's the trick. I've known Kunle Remi for the longest time in the industry. I greeted him a couple of times. In fact, he saw a picture with me and him. He was like, Igbaola, picture. I was like, look at this man. He doesn't have been farms in. I've been. But even then, I wasn't trying to kiss his ass or force him down. I'm an actor. No, I positioned. I told him, Baba, I'm looking forward to working with you. And I said it to him. I'm not Emi Okonjo, and in English that means I'm not in a hurry. Guess what? When it was time, he called me for a Niger Christmas. Boom.
Yeah,
After
that
that,
was a lovely movie.
Nicola
That's
go.
a lovely movie.
So it wasn't, and he saw the value of, oh, this guy can actually do what he says he can do. Oh, this guy is not just a pretty face. I went through the pretty face in Nollywood, Oh, he's a fine guy. Oh, but can you really act? I went through everything before I
You
got
were
to the point
tested.
where they're not asking me, Kunle, can you do this? They're asking me, Kunle, do you think you can do this now? As to, can you even play this character? No, I literally can play every character. You coming to me have to fix your mind that I'm not a pretty face. So before you come, you do your research. I know that okay, Kunle can actually do this. People didn't know I could do comedy. It took them seeing my TikTok live and all that phase. And it's a phase still. So now I'm still on TikTok, but there's a life outside of TikTok. I beg. There's a life. There's a life outside of trying to get engagement and grow followership. No, there's a time when that was the struggle. I need to do something to go viral, and then there are times when I've not even. I didn't do the effort is just easy, but it will go viral, and we get carried away with doing these same things and craving the attention and the
Yes,
viral.
craving the attention.
Yeah, and you forget your dreams, you forget your lives,
Why?
your content. Yes, your content that
Forget why you're doing it.
yeah, you forget your why. Your content that you're pushing out, that you're trying to do to make people laugh, will come, and then the ones that you need to inspire people will come. You can't be doing everything because of views and engagement. That's good. There's a phase for that where it gets you all excited, but there's a point where, what's your message? So I'm doing a film. So, for example, the reasons why I jumped on board to direct Purple working with you is because there's a strong message in there. And
Yeah.
reading the script and the script was, my mind was like, hey, all of us are, this is awesome. That's how I felt.
We
This
are
is awesome.
guilty. We are guilty of doing this every day.
I can't wait for everyone to see it. As small as we did to put it together. By the way, we're going to open GoFundMe. All of you watching this, you better can start putting your GoFundMe. All of you are going to become executive producers, or because there's a
I'm
lot of
telling
projects.
you.
Yes, and some of you people will you share your story with us, and we would share your story to the world. We will bring it to
Yeah,
life. Because some of you, your testimonies are just what somebody needs. Purple is what
exactly.
somebody
Your
needs.
story is your greatest message, and
Ab-
that's where it
abs-
is.
yeah, what you've healed from is the message. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the whole process of being hurt, healing, everything is a message. And that's why we are here. So we are here to be able to do that for you, bring that to life, not just for you, for the world. That's why Joy is an amazing writer. She will write for your mind, break it down for you. This things didn't start yesterday.
Thank
And
you.
if there's anything I'm grateful for, is the fact that I am here at this time, and my mind keeps opening. I want more. So each time something happens and there's a breakthrough, and another trick to knowing your purpose is when it feels like things are falling in line. There are people that have been in this industry for a decade that you don't know, Joy. They'll have to tell you.
Mm. Yes.
Me being in a decade, I can tell you maybe it's like five, six. In that same decade, I was still doing school, still improving, still trying this. Oh, this didn't work,
Yes.
that didn't work. So all of them is through the process. There are people that have been there that we don't even know. There are people that have even been there before that just don't have, that even get as far as I got or I am. I'm not saying that as a jest.
No, no,
I'm
no.
saying,
I understand where you're coming
yeah.
from. It's really about being in alignment with what you're meant to do. The truth
Mm-hmm.
is, if you pick a profession or a career or something you want to do with your life, you need to understand why you're doing it. Are you doing it because, like you said, you want the accolades, the attention, the likes, the views, the fame, or are you doing it because there's a calling for you to do it? You said something. You said you feel like what you're doing is a calling. You've been called to be able to tell stories visually, that you don't write them, but you have a gift to interpret the stories. It's important to know your role in
Yeah.
in whatever you do, especially creatives in a time like this, because one thing God has made all of us are creatives. We're all creatives. We're made in his likeness, so we're all creators. But we
Mm-hmm.
need to be able to reach into to connect with that part of us, which is what you've done over the years. You said you see your process. It started from a point where you were doing every other thing but what you actually wanted to do, but it was still in the same industry. But you kept
Mm-hmm.
giving your full 100% dedication to it. You stayed consistent. Consistency is something, because the truth is, when you start off something, you're never perfect at it, but you learn as you keep being consistent, applying grit, persistence, consistency, learning, opening yourself to learn from people who know it, and all
Mm-hmm.
that. You go on set, you want to sit down, you want to honor people who were there before you, just really
Mm-hmm.
get to know what they know because this is something you're passionate about. And by the time
Yeah.
you know it, you get to a point where it comes easy to you. That is why now nobody will say, Kunle, can you play this role? Instead, is Kunle, can we pay you to play this role? Or do you
Yes.
have the time on your calendar to play this role? And it's the truth because I've seen your movies from time, and each time a new one comes out, I see a different side to you. I see a more professional side to you. I see a more, I see you really, really connecting with your character in ways I'm like, I saw Giacomo yesterday, by the way, in the cinema, and I was like, oh my God, Pastor PJ. I mean, is this Kunle? As in, have you forgotten the family you come from? But you see, that's the thing when you're doing what you love, because you know what the world needs, and you feel that what you have can give the world what it needs. And then you start getting paid for it. I mean, that's alignment with purpose, really. It has to be passion that turns to profit, but it also has to be
Absolutely.
passion that is making a difference in the world. you know so it's
Mm-hmm.
it's it's amazing how not a lot of people, like you said, get to find it, because there are a lot of people who are still in this very industry you're in. We do not even know. Some people go into things because they need to eat, they need to make a living,
Yes.
not because this is what they are meant to do, which is what we're trying to address today. You're going into a new year. Do you want to keep doing the same old, same old? You're not happy when you're going to work. You are
Mm.
angry when you're going to do this. You have to be definite about what you want. And that's one of the things I have known with you over the years, which was why last minute I wanted you to come on the live, because you have always known where you're going. I remember there was a day I made a statement to you. I said, Kunle, why would somebody just want to just live the life? I think he's lazy. You just want to just enjoy yourself, just live the luxurious life. Why don't you want to, do the hard work? And you're like, there's nothing wrong with somebody wanting to just live the soft life. This was years ago, but he said, "There's nothing wrong with somebody wanting to live your soft life. As long as you can walk, just and you see, it's the mental picture of what you have. That's what you're going to create anyway. You know,
Absolutely.
mm, is what you're going to create. So, Kule, before I let you go, thank you. You gave us so much of your time. I know that you're on set and you need to get back to. But before I let you go, what's that thing you need to tell everyone listening now and everyone who's going to watch this live later? That what was that one thing you're going to tell them about finding their purpose? People who are saying, but I don't even know what it is. Okay, I found it. I don't know how to apply myself. I don't know where to start from. Okay, I know that I want to sing, but I don't know where to start from. I don't know who is going to record me. I don't have money to go into a studio. I hear questions like that when I do seminars and stuff like that. People go like, okay, I know what I want to do, but I don't know what step to take next. What would you want them to take away from your conversation today?
Okay. So I want to say something, but I don't know if it's maybe it sounds right in my head, but I don't know if it sounds right to you. But let me just say, I think purpose is that thing that you do that gives you so much joy, but it's
Mm.
not for you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It gives you so much joy doing it, but the effect is not
It's not
for
for
you.
you.
It's not for you. What you get is the joy because
Fulfillment.
your fulfillment. You are on an assignment. We're all not just. You see, the same way you have a movie, you have lead actors, you have supporting actors, you have extras. I think that's how life is. Not everyone is meant to just walk past life. We're not all just meant to just walk past life. Some people are just maybe they're just pawns in the. Hey. But if you're not that person, or you want more, because everybody has a purpose. As long as you are born on earth, as long as you walk, as long as you, even if you are blind, whatever condition you are in, there is a purpose. Except you throw that away and you don't believe it, then trust me, there are other people that will fulfill that same purpose you have. But I think that the moment you understand that whatever it is you do or can do that gives you so much joy, even in your depressed state, it gives you joy to think about it or want to do it. Hold on to that. Then what's the effect of that on people? Because you are The same way we pray to be blessings is the same way we need to be blessed by people.
Mm.
It's a food chain. It goes round as you're blessing people. So I feed off of people. How many times do I call you Joy to say let's just talk on the phone just because I just want you
Yeah.
to let's just talk. I just need to
Now I'm your
bounce.
life coach now. Just that I want
Exactly.
to increase my bill now.
I just need to bounce off. I don't feel too well. But then again, I could be very depressed. But once you say action, that's it. It's no longer Kunle. When you say cut, I thank you, it's a wrap for the day. I can go back into being Kunle that is depressed, right? God forbid. But when I'm on purpose, I'm there because I know it's way bigger than I am. This is a bigger assignment.
Yeah.
It is leading to something. You have to understand that purpose, that's for everyone watching this. Your purpose is leading somewhere. And you have to also enjoy the process of finding that purpose because as you go, you appreciate the process that you've gone through. It now makes more
Mm.
sense. Ah, oh, this is why I went through this. Oh, this is why I learned how to ride a horse. I didn't even know I was riding. I didn't know why I loved to ride a horse or learned how to ride a bike. You would realize that in line with your purpose, you would need that bike ride one day. You'll need that horse riding one day. You'll need that cooking that you just learned randomly one day. It's not a coincidence.
Your
It's
soul was pushing you there for a reason.
Yes, for
Your
you might
soul was
not,
pushing
and,
you.
and it's okay not to understand what it is, but it's okay not to understand at that point. But always be willing to reflect, understand, search, learn, and know more. And
Mm.
to everyone watching, there is nothing more exciting than when you become that which you've been ordained to become.
To be,
Oh,
yeah.
there is
Mm.
nothing more exciting. That's the confidence. I walk on the street now. People say, "Oh, Kunle, oh, Saru," all those things don't move me. Joy, I promise you, I'm not carried away with the fame. Me, I want money, but I'm not carried away with the fame because as long as I'm in line of purpose, fame is automatic. You don't understand what I'm
Mm.
saying? It's automatic. It's not. It's it's follow come, right? It's follow come.
Mm.
It's fame. It's gonna be there as long as you're doing the right thing. So if you're craving fame, then you have a mistake. You can make mistakes along the line because then that's all you're focused on. I want to be famous. I want them to know me. I want to be a celebrity. That shouldn't be the focus. I want to do what I will do so well, and this cuts across every industry. It doesn't have to be just entertainment. I will do what I'm cut out to do so well, or trained, or inspired to do, or drawn to do. I will do it so well that I will be happy.
Mm.
When you're happy, trust me, every life you need to impact will connect. As long as you do
Exactly.
it and you do it from your heart, like it's your last time, literally. I think that's how every writer, every singer, you can't just go into the studio because it's not just money. Singing, like, what if it's the last song they remember you for?
Exactly.
You won't do it shabbishly. You won't do it shabbily.
Mm.
Then let me just
When
go
you know
there.
that that's your legacy, that's what you'll be remembered for. That's
Oh
what
yeah. Oh, I turned
when
down
you're
jobs.
gone, that's what immortalizes you.
I turned down jobs with money, heavy money. Because I look at myself like, Kunle, are you in the frame of mind to do? Kunle, what's the? Do you want to do this? And I realized even influencing gigs to promote something, this is not going to right now. I'm struggling with this
Do I
space.
want to be associated with this?
Exactly. Is it about the money? The fact that I say I want to make money doesn't mean I want to make anyhow money. Like I say, I'm hungry. Oh, I'm not in a hurry. I don't want any nonsense money that will now make me start crying or regret. But
Mm.
the point is, once you can focus, read books on purpose, get a life coach. Joy is an amazing life coach. I'm sure she has colleagues, even if her hands are full. Get an amazing life coach that will guide you. Sometimes that's all you literally need. And once you get on that, some of us need push. Once you get on that treadmill, or once you get on that race track, that's all you need. That's all you need, and you'll find yourself. And trust me, purpose is a beautiful thing. Even within purpose, you'll still be confused on, am I doing the right? Am I in line? You know why? It might be the next phase you switch into. It might be the next phase of your purpose when you have done something for too long and then it becomes very boring. And I think, no, maybe there's more to it. No, that was phase one. The phase two. You're writing a book. You're writing the story of your life. There's chapter one, chapter two, chapter three. Depends on how many chapters you have. You know. So at the end of the day, find, search, be honest. Be honest with yourself. That's the most important things of everything. Of everything we've said today. Be very honest with yourself. Be clear with
Self,
yourself.
exactly.
Yeah. And me, I'll tell you as a Christian, you pray. Pray that God helps you find. That God helps you manifest, because everything we need is made available. I know I'm in purpose when I got to a point last year where I said everything I wanted, everything I prayed for, I prayed for to work towards, you know, with focus. I actually achieved it.
Mm.
Some came to me because I'm in line. It's like you pray for when you pray to God for what you need, He gives you what when you pray to God for what you want, He doesn't just give you what you want, He will give you what you need with bonus. But it's not just about praying. You are before we enter church talk. Sorry. It's not just about praying. Even the Bible tell you pray, 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 but there are principles. To being rich is not just going to say amen in church. When they come to
Yeah.
your office, you have the best customer care service. As an artisan, do you deliver? Do you give excuses randomly? God is not going to come down and bless the work of your hand. God will not come down and give you money. He will bless the work of your hand. So, as a carpenter, do you deliver on time? Are you truthful? Are you on? Do you buy the right materials when they give you money, or do you cut corners? Those are rich. Not it's not amen that makes you rich. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me. You have to be moving. You have to be walking. All
Action.
these things make more sense when, yeah, more sense when you move. Then God crowns your effort. Then your
Mm.
gift will make way for you. If you do not activate your gift, ah, you will pray now. You keep praying. So I'll tell you, that's what even God and all these things, like I say, it's principles. I'll give you everything. There are scriptures that tell you that love the Lord with all your heart, do everything He wants, and He will bless you beyond everything. He owns everything. All He has just said is just be in line with me, connect with me, have a relationship with me, talk with me, have my word in you, and you in my word. Literally, that's all He's saying. He's not saying you should come and kill one goat, hang one chicken, do jazz, do this one, go out to the river and wash yourself. All it's just saying is
Be in
purple.
alignment. Be in alignment. Yes. And be in
Yes,
alignment with my itinerary for your
exactly.
life. What I want you to do every day. Focus on the calling, focus on the assignment. That's all
David
this
wasn't the
thing
most perfect man in the Bible. David is not perfect, but guess what? Before he did anything, he inquired.
of the
Doesn't mean
Lord.
he didn't have his own plans, doesn't mean he didn't have his own ideas, but so that I don't run in circles, so that I don't make mistakes that I cannot come back from. Let me ask you first, should I go? Should I run? Give me a sign. I literally asked God, God, this job I want to do, give me a sign if I should do this job. If I'm very confused or conflicted about the project, and maybe I have two projects in front of me, God, which one should I do? I love these two things. Guess what? One just finds a way not to work. Give me a sign.
Mm.
Give me a sign. So you can't, and because we have a higher power, higher thing, we all just can't run in circles, or we don't know the way out. Nobody has the manual, but we have strategies. We have things put in place that make it work. We don't have the strategies. You can't use Elon Musk method and become rich like Elon Musk. No, he thought, right. You can't do the same thing. I can't do the same thing John has been doing. Oh, because people are doing skits,
All
people with different.
customized. We are all customized.
Yeah, it's the same way I said
Wow.
about filming, but a lot of actors do not blow up in the industry, do not become famous because maybe they were just better off as producers. Maybe if they had focused more on producing and just did
Or
acting
maybe
as
they were
lead,
better off as
then
bankers.
as
Have you
bankers,
even,
exactly.
or as
You just need to
architects, or as
yeah.
pastors,
As
or as
so many
chefs?
things. It's not, yeah, you now realize that you are there, you're not blowing, you're just one of the numbers. You didn't find exactly what it is or what department you are meant to be or what field you're meant to be playing in. Tony Elumelu is an amazing person, is an entrepreneur, is a banker, is all of that. If he enters acting, it will not work. He can try, it will not work.
Because
It
that's
will
not
not be
his
Tony
calling.
Elumelu. Yeah, it's the same thing. Are you an interior decorator that is just amazing? No, people do acting as on the side because you have a passion for it. Yes, people are gifted like that, multi-talented. you have everything, you can sing. The fact that I can sing doesn't mean I should go and start making records. I could write for people. I could just sing because, oh, I have something to
And
tell. I
just
have a story
sing
to
in
tell with them.
church. You can just sing in church. Just
Exactly. But
or just sing
you
for
can't
the fun
shut
of
down your
it.
life. Yeah, you can't shut down. You have to differentiate between purpose and gifts. Absolutely. There's gifts, there is purpose. Truth. That is the truth. There is gifts, which we all have something to do. I can enter, if I sit down and motivate you, I will change your mindset because I can ginger you, right?
Oh
But
yeah,
then,
okay.
exactly.
Kunle, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. There are a few
Mm,
things I'm taking away from this conversation. I like takeaways. As a coach, one of the things that makes me know that I've had a successful conversation is takeaways. Some of the things I'm taking away from this conversation is one, don't do something because somebody else is doing it. Figure out
yeah,
your own why.
your own
Now,
path.
we all have, we're blessed with abundance of gifts, but somewhere inside those gifts is what we're meant to do. And whatever we're meant to do, there's a way we harness those gifts to be able to fulfill purpose. Now, whatever you're passionate about and um, whatever you're passionate about in connection with whatever you feel that the world needs and you feel that you have the skill to give, somewhere inside there is your purpose. And
Yes.
then, however, you can take that gift you have and give the world what it needs. I can guarantee you that you'll be paid for it. As
Boom.
long as whatever you're passionate about, that you have the gift or skill to do, is going to make a difference in the world or solve a problem, you're definitely going to be paid for it. And that is you working in purpose and in alignment, because purpose just, you don't struggle when you're working in purpose. Even when you're not making money, you're happy, you're fulfilled, you have a sense of fulfillment because you're doing what you're meant to do. But
Yes.
at some point, that thing will pay you. You'll be
Boom.
paid for it easily, effortlessly, seamlessly. But like you said, another takeaway is consistency, put in the work, keep developing yourself, keep getting better at what you do, which is why I said before we talk about goal setting this year, before we talk about action plans, let's talk about our why. Because you might be setting goals and putting in so much energy into something that is not even the path you're supposed to walk. Then you
Definitely. Try to.
go for like 5 years struggling with that, then you abandon it, and tomorrow you say, okay, you want to do this. I'm
Yeah.
a living testimony. I've been around that circle. Because you keep feeling so restless, like I'm not meant to be, I'm meant
Sorry,
to be. That
I need real
restlessness,
quick.
because your soul is pushing you towards what you're meant to do.
Yeah.
And then the last thing is when you said you have to pray. Because if you connect with the spiritual, whichever religion you are, once you connect with the spiritual, to ask God what it is that he wants you to do, what is your calling, what is his calling upon your life, what is the thing you're meant to do to impact humanity, he will nudge you towards that direction. For some reason, everything around you starts falling into place to get you there, you
Yes.
know. And then of course, instead of us looking for people who can, give us a short, it's looking for shortcuts by, oh, I want to meet this person will catapult me to where I'm going to.
Mm,
Focus on building yourself, because the Bible says your gift to make way for you. I'm sure in other religions they have, sayings that are similar to this.
yes.
And it means that whatever it is that you do well, if you put in the effort and do it well, very soon that particular doors make a way for you. And naturally, people will gravitate towards you. The right resources, the right people, the right things that you need to make that happen. Lastly, your audience is not, it's not your price. It's not
Mm,
something you earned. They are not your fans. They are people that you're meant to make a difference with. They are people you're meant to impact, you're meant to inspire. That is why you have them as your audience. That's why you have them in your space. So don't relax and say, oh, yes, I'm doing it. I have 10,000 followers. I have 1 million. No, that is your audience. That is your congregation. There's a difference you're meant to make, and it's time to take it seriously. It's time to sit down. Even if your congregation is 50, the people that tune in to listen, you have to take it seriously at that point and go like, God, what is it that they need? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to create? What am I supposed to say that's supposed to help answer the questions in this person's life today or make a difference in this person's life today. It's important to also know that, because those are the things that help us to grow and keep living purposefully and staying in alignment with what we're meant to do. And that is when we start moving, the way you said, from stage to stage, because you're going to start from somewhere, but it's going to keep growing to a point where your platform becomes so big that you probably will not be able. And when I say platform, it might not be that you're a creative or an entertainer. It might be
Yeah.
that you're a doctor, it might be a
Yeah.
lawyer. So it could
Yeah.
be client, it could be, it could be even people that eat your food, could move from just one person to a million and one, people. So Kunle, thank you so much
Thank you
for
for
coming on our live show. Sorry, live show today. So I'm gonna take it off. I'll take you off now. But guys, he's gonna come back on the live a week or two from now, because we're gonna have conversations about lemonade, toxic relationships, and some of the comments I saw about dating single mothers or not dating single mothers. There was one guy that went real ballistic on that issue and was like, "Oh no, you shouldn't date them. They're not, good people. You should, and all
but let
that." And I saw that a lot of people have a lot of questions in the comment section on that the movie. So I said, who better to answer those questions than the Uyi, than the guy in the movie? So I'm thinking that we're gonna have a live a week or two from now, and people get to ask their questions, and we get to have conversations and find, navigate ways through all this, because our stories are our greatest message, and we all get to learn from each other and the things that we know. So Kule, thank you so much.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
All
having.
right. Bye.
Hey.
Okay, so Precious, I'm expecting you to come back on the live. Guys, Precious is my anchor for today. Today we're talking about knowing your why. I brought Kunle on because I needed him to talk about finding his purpose. Because I believe that when people find what it is they're really meant to do with their lives, you actually see it, because everything begins to fall in place. People generally are drawn to them and their message, and everything they do begins to shine because they're doing what they're meant to do. Now, what is it about finding your why? Finding your why is finding why you're here. We're all on the earth for a reason. Nobody's born by mistake. We didn't come here to come and read computer science and just become a computer analyst. Hi, Precious. So this is Precious. Precious is a teen coach. Precious is one of my mentees, but she's so amazing now. I'm beginning to think that she's my mentor. And I wanted her on the live with us because this is one of the things that she has been working with her group on, trying to help them find their path and also navigate their path early in life, because if you probably are someone like me who took so long to navigate to find who she is or who I am and what I'm meant to do with my life, you would want to help other people to find themselves on time. It took me years. I was almost, you won't believe it, I was old when I found myself, and you want people to be able to connect with their purpose. Don't worry, I'm not going to tell you my age. So you want people to be able to connect with their purpose when they're in their 20s, in their prime. You want them to know that, okay, this is why I know how to sing. This is why I know how to write. This is what I love to do. I know it's a bit tough, especially when you're growing up and your parents are like, I want you to be a lawyer. I want you to be a doctor. That was kind of home I grew up in. And you don't blame your parents. They want the best for you. I mean, when I was growing up, being an entertainer or a creative was not lucrative. That's the honest truth. Nollywood is not what it is now. YouTube is not what it is now. I'm not that old, but you get what I mean. So my parents wanted me to be a lawyer, and they had all the professions for us. But in my head, I have never ever wanted to read law. My dad read law; he was a judge, but I never wanted to do it. I wasn't even attracted to it the least bit. I had always wanted to be an actress. I've always wanted to write. I started writing when I was 8. I wrote my first, sorry guys. Hi, Precious. Welcome.
I,
Sorry.
no, no,
Sorry.
let's move on. I'm enjoying the
And
show.
guys, please feel free to leave your comments in the section or questions. It's fine, right? So I always wanted to be an actress. I wanted to write. I started writing at 8. I wrote my first article when I was 8 in my mom's magazine back then. I wanted to sing. I used to sing a lot. I used to sing in church. I used to sing in school. And then in school, each time we had performances, I was always in the theater performance. I was always in dance. I love to dance. If I saw myself in the eye of my mind as a young person, I saw myself being a performer. That's what I saw. I just wanted to dance, sing, act, write stories, do movies. These were the things I was passionate about. But my parents were like, you have to read law. So I actually did get into university. I started reading law, but it was short-lived because my school went had a riot, and then we had to all go back home for a very long break. And then I had to write jam to go back to another university. And because I had the honor of filling my jam for myself, it wasn't my parents this time. I I put in law, but I knew I didn't want to read law. So when I got into University of Lagos, I was offered philosophy or English, and I went for philosophy because um, somehow I was curious about that course. I thought it was a better choice. I didn't know much about it then, but I know that when I mentioned it to my family, I think my mom got worried and said, "Oh, you're not going to believe God exists anymore." And I'm like, "No, I don't think that's what I'm supposed to learn. That God doesn't exist anymore." But anyway, it was the great best thing that happened to me because that was the foundation of where I am today. Philosophy is the study of wisdom of all things. It helps you to learn how to think critically, use your mind critically. So for me, the kind of creative I am now or the depth I have as a creative came from the fact that my foundation was philosophy. But then I still had veered off my path. So I was bouncing off so many things. Then at a point, it was fun then to work in the telecom industry. So when I finished school, I went into telecoms. I didn't even know what I was doing. And then I went to do a postgraduate because everybody's doing postgraduate. I did a postgraduate in management. I didn't even know what I wanted to do with it. And then the next day, I didn't want to work anymore. I wanted to work for myself. I wanted to work for myself. But I was, doing business. And then everybody kept telling me, you're a great conversationist. You should have a show on TV. Okay, yeah. And I also wanted to have a talk show on TV. I always wanted to be the next Oprah, and all that. So we would say, you need to have a talk show. And I was like, okay, yes, I need to have a talk show. But how am I going to go about? I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just, in the wind, barely just trying to make a living. I was more concerned about making money. Whatever I was doing, I wanted to earn a living, drive the car I wanted, live in a house, pay my rent. I was just, all over the place. And then at a point, God slowed me down. And what slowed me down was having my son. I became a single parent quite early, and it kind of slowed me down. It always, when you have a serious serious thing happen in your life, it helps you stop to think if you really want to think. And then it slows you down. It slows down your thoughts. It slows down everything. And then you start trying to look at life again. And at that point, I started asking God, you know what do you want me to do from here? And it was when I got the name 100% Joy, which is the name I use for my media brand. And I knew I wanted to have a talk show, 100% Joy. I just knew I wanted to do all these things, but it wasn't coming together because I had gone so far away from what I was meant to do with my life. And one thing I can tell you is that through it all, I was a very restless person. I would get jobs as a consultant because I needed to keep making money. I mean, now I was raising a kid, but I couldn't stay in a place for too long because I always got restless. Because once I stayed in a place and I was beginning to abandon what I was really meant to do, I become restless. And for some reason, things just start going, another way, and then I have to leave. But each time I went back to doing what I was meant to do, if I'm writing, if I'm creating content, if I'm, doing the things I'm meant to do, things begin to, I have peace and everything starts to go smoothly again. So I kept doing this yo-yo thing for years and then also I was scared. There was the fear of, if I write, who will read my book? If I do a show, who will listen to me? If I if I act a film, they will laugh at me. They will laugh at me. They'll say I don't know how to act. So there was this me second guessing myself, like I wasn't good enough for anything. And I had suffered social anxiety for a long time. When people listen to me talk, they think, oh, she's so confident. But honestly, I can be a chicken on the inside, even to face people, and all that. But I had to overcome all this because, oh, you don't believe it, Abby? Precious. Well, that's the truth. So I had to overcome all this to get to where we're going. So how did God start with me? He started by me becoming a ghostwriter. I started writing for people and they were paying me for it. It was great, you know. And I had this burden. I felt like a lot of people were going through the things that I have been through because everything you go through, it's not for nothing. It's part of your message to your generation or to the world or even to the generation that will come after you're gone. It's part of your
Sure.
process. So it's important to give yourself to it. Don't think that, oh, why me? Why is this happening? Life is not happening to you. It is happening for you. It is part of the
You.
process. It
Yeah.
is the process you need to go through because of the life that you have asked for. So where you're
Mm,
going to, there's a process that needs to grow you to get there. There are tests you need to go through. So everything is happening to you ultimately for your good. Nothing
mm,
is meant to, it's your perspective to it that matters. If you have a negative perspective towards it and you think, oh, my life is ending, oh, this is it, oh, everything is falling apart, then that's what is gonna happen. But when you begin to embrace it, to see that, oh, this pain is teaching me something, this pain is
mm.
meant to help me learn something, then that's what happens. When I wrote Lemonade, you know, spoiler alert, part of Lemonade was my story. I was in that type of relationship. Some of the words that Ayo spoke were words that were spoken to me, and one would have thought, oh, I was in this relationship with a narcissist, my life is over, oh, he messed me up. No, for me, I thanked him for that relationship because, well, for one, a movie came out of it that people love and it's helping people.
Yeah.
Two, I grew out
Mm,
of it because that was what made me understand that I didn't love myself. That was what made me understand that I needed to have healthy boundaries. That was what made me
yeah.
understand that um, I needed to make better decisions about myself. That was what made me understand that there are things I needed to look out for. At least a bad relationship will always teach you what you do not want anymore in your
Yes.
life. You might
Yes.
not know what you
Yes.
want, but it's going to teach you what you do
Mm.
not want. It is
Point
what
to it. Yes.
connected me to knowing that I could actually write a movie, produce a movie, put it out there, and people will be blessed from it. And then it made me know that now, Joy, this is what you're meant to be doing. You're meant to write
Mm,
stories, make them into visuals, and use them to answer people's life questions. So let me put it this way. My purpose statement is I'm a thought influencer or a thought leader. I take my skill in creativity, in content creation, in conversation, in counseling, and I create or content that empowers people through film or through my self-help books. It's as simple as that. It is you being able to know that this is what I'm passionate about. This is what I can do. These are the skills I have that I can be paid for. And then this is what the world needs that I have based on the skills that I have, skill sets that I have, or the gift that I have. And I can harness this and give the world this and get paid for it and still make a difference, impact my generation and inspire them. Now, this is how it works, and then you know that you have aligned with your purpose because whatever you do, that your gifts are lying dormant, wasting away. Trust me, you'll be living a life that is so unfulfilled, so unhappy, so
mm,
incomplete, so stressful because you're living outside of purpose. Life is like a workplace. So you come here, you're coming to work. Your portfolio is your gifts, the gifts that God has given you. So those portfolios are put inside of you. And then you come into this life. And then as you grow up, the experiences you go through are the schools that you go through. Life is a school. If you see my first book, School is in Session, it's on Amazon. And okay, I'm trying to put it on Seller now. I heard
yeah.
people buy ebooks easier on Seller. I probably will do that tomorrow. So, School is in Session says life is a school, and everything you go through and everyone you meet is teaching you something. So, it means that the process to becoming that person that lives your purpose is the school that you go through. So all the hard times, all the bad experiences, all the challenges, all the good and bads, all the weird experiences, all the ones you can't explain, those that is school. You're going through school. So how do you give yourself to it? What is your perspective to it? Do you agree to learn or not? And that is why sometimes you ask yourself, I don't know whether I'm unlucky. I'm always having I'm always unlucky with relationships. They're not unlucky relationships. There's something you're meant to learn. You're not learning it. You have refused to learn it. You're in denial. So you're going through the same experiences and you keep going through it until you learn. It's just like school. You keep failing an exam, you will keep taking that exam until you pass it. And the same thing with life. So when you pass, what happens? You move to the next class. You pass, what
Yeah.
happens? You move to the next class until you get to a point where you
Mm.
are giving a certificate that says, okay, you are now an authority. You can also practice. So that's why life comes in 3 stages. So you go through the experiences. Now those experiences grow you. When they grow you, you now use that growth, the lessons and everything you learn from the growth to contribute to humanity, to make a difference. It's as simple as ABCD. If you understand life that way, you understand why you go through the things that you are dealing with right now, why you're dealing with the things that you're dealing with. So at the end of the day, before you go into 2023, what is important is knowing why you're here. What is my purpose? What am I meant to do in my life? And I tell you one thing for free. It can be very confusing to want to find it. Can I tell you something? Even right now that I already know what I want to do, I read my purpose statement to you just now. The days I wake up and I'm still second guessing myself, like God, am I am I really like hitting the bull's eye, or is there something I'm leaving out? Is there something else I need to put to it? Is there, and then sometimes when you're multi-talented, like you can do so many things at the same time. Oh my God. That's even the tough one. Because you're like, oh,
Yeah.
should I be ministering to young people? Should I be talking to professionals? Should I be doing this? You don't even know
Mm.
where you want to. Now, relax. It will all come. So when I started writing, I knew that I wanted more. So I wrote, I shot Lemonade, and I kept going. But one thing I discovered was people started sending me DMs, messages, and telling me their life issues, and they wanted me to counsel them. So it became one of the things I was doing. So I was helping people. And then I noticed that naturally people find it easy to talk to me. Even strangers, I meet people for 5 minutes, they're already telling me their innermost secrets or their problems, and then I'm walking them through
Mm.
it. I've never been married, but I can't sell married people. Do you understand? So I found out that this was just something and then I'm so intuitive. Well, I'm an empath naturally. So I already know what you feel. I can put myself in your shoes even before you say it. So this is me now getting to know myself. I know that, okay, these are my strengths. This is what I can do. This is the gift I have. This is the potential I have. I'm an empath. I'm an intuitive person. I'm someone that is passionate about people. I want to help people. I can feel what people are feeling. I can tell when somebody is going through something. I started putting all this together, you know. And then, of course, I looked at my skills. I'm a great writer. I mean, if I beg to say so, I'm a
Awesome.
great,
I give it to you.
I'm a great writer. And all that. And I can call, I'm a good storyteller. So I started putting all this together and I'm like, okay, there has to be a reason I have all this. And I started saying, God, what do you want me to do with this every day? Then people started inviting me to speak at events to people. So now this is adding the fact that I became a speaker. And I know growing up, my mother always tells me when I'm talking to her that, oh, Joy, she doesn't call me Joy, she calls me Ojomak Bene. She'll say, you're a great conversationist. I will never forget. That compliment meant the world to me because my mom doesn't just throw her compliments anyhow. So it's always been in my head. It's stuck there. You're a great conversationist, and all that. So I knew that, okay, it was coming together. So I started the 100% Joy series to be able to, speak to people about life and the things, the stories I have and the answers I feel they're looking for, with issues that they're dealing with based on the people that I've had conversations with. But one of the things that was so strong on my spirit was going to train as a proper coach, a proper counselor. And I went to do that. I did a certification as a coach, trained as a counselor, did a master certification in neuro linguistic program. I started doing all the learning, which was what Kunle was saying. You have to learn. Sometimes it might not be formal like I'm doing, but you must learn. When you find out that this is what you're meant to do, you start learning. You start acquiring knowledge to help you do these things better. So yes, in my raw state, I was still counseling people. I was still helping people. It was good that I went to train because I started learning a lot of
Mm.
things about, and in fact, I fell in love more with coaching than counseling because with coaching, I won't be talking the way I'm talking. I get to just ask the right
Yeah.
questions and I get to listen to you, which is more fun because you're listening to
Mm.
someone, you're actually, being able to get into their lives to see how they think, what they're going through. And then
Yeah.
the beautiful part of it is when you're able to help the person navigate his own inner wisdom to find his own answers because they are inside of you. All the answers you're looking for are inside of you. You just need someone to ask you the
Mm.
right question. And I fell in love with it. And it became, everything started coming together. And then when I was finishing, from coaching academy, and my mentor coach was like, they were asking everybody what they wanted to do, how they were going to set up their business, or where they would be in 5 years. I already knew that I wanted to take coaching to a different level. I wanted to coach through entertainment. So I want to coach through my movies. I want to coach through my talk shows. I want to coach through content. It's not just about having group sessions or one-on-one sessions. I want to be able to put content out there that people can watch, be entertained, and then still learn, the things they need to learn, or just get their life questions answered, And for me, it felt so right when I said it, because that was what all these gifts were now coming together. Everything that I do was coming together under one umbrella. I didn't have to throw anything away. Everything was coming together under one umbrella. And you see, that was what gave birth to Purple, the movie that Kunle directed, which is coming out in February. It's what gave birth to Purple. It's still the same experience of, this is what life is like. God has an itinerary, but we also have our own. Do we really follow that itinerary? Because we keep saying, I'm praying, God is not answering me. This is what I want out. Life is unfair to me. Why can't I get this out of life? I'm sure you've read You Got Served. Have you read my
Yes, yes.
book, You Got Served? Okay, so we talked about life is not happening to you. Life is responding to you. So at the end of the day, life is responding to the decisions you're taking, the thoughts that you have, the perspective that you have to life. What you are seeing is what life is giving you. That's that's the long and short of it. So are we waking up and then we're getting so drowned in our problems, or are we following that itinerary that God say, okay, this morning, these are the 10 things you have to do today to make sure that it brings you closer to your goals, closer to your purpose, closer to what you're meant to do. So it's about being intentional. It's about being purposeful. It's about being definite. What is it that I'm meant to do with my life? It's important to know that. And that is why you see some people are making millions, but they're still not fulfilled. Why? Yes, you
Yeah.
might be successful financially, but are you doing what you're meant to walk the earth to do? That's the thing. And one thing I can tell you for free is that whatever you're meant to do will make you more money than whatever you're doing will make for you, which is because you're going to have fun doing it. And that's one of the features of purpose, one of the characteristics of purpose. You will have fun doing it. If they wake you 3 a.m., wake up, we want you to do this, you'll be so happy to do it because that is what you're meant to do. That is what you've been called to do. That is why you're walking the earth. And get this, when you leave, nobody forgets you because you
Yeah.
immortalize yourself. Let me go back to the Bible because I'm a Christian. So, for instance, Samson in the Bible. So when they say Samson, you know his story, right? Delilah.
Yeah.
Delilah's purpose was to cut Samson's hair. Delilah. Now, do you know the barber that cut the hair? Do you know his name? Hmm?
No.
Nobody knows the name of the barber that cut Samson's hair. Why? Right? Nobody knows the name of the barber. Now, you know, the disciples, Jesus. Now, he sent his disciples to a house in the city of Straits to get a donkey, to ask the man for the donkey, to untie the donkey. Do you know the man's name?
No.
So, you see, do you want to go through life and not be remembered for anything? Or do you want to go through life and tomorrow your work even speaks ahead of you? There are people that died centuries before we were born. We still talk about them till today. We didn't exist in the same space with Albert Einstein, with Tesla.
Yeah.
But today, we still talk about them. Our children's children will still hear about them.
So.
Elon Musk will not be forgotten in a long time. What's the guy's end goal? He says he wants to create a backup planet, right? So Earth is a planet, just like you have a hard drive and you have your computer and then you have a backup in your hard drive. So it's creating a backup planet for human beings. Can you beat that? And everything he has done in his life, this has been his end goal, whether creating electric cars, Tesla, whether creating Paystack and selling it. Everything he was doing was leading him somewhere to create a backup planet that humans can go to, or by the time when Earth is not no longer conducive or can't contain us, there's a backup planet for humans. Who can beat that? Even if he succeeds or not, which, by the way, I think he has succeeded now, because I think they made a trip to Mars
Yeah.
already, and I hear he's there.
Yes.
He can't be forgotten in centuries to come, because he was able to find
True.
his calling and connect it. And whatever your calling is, your soul will keep pushing, pulling you towards it, nudging you towards it, whether you like it or not. You always incidentally keep falling in line with it. But the question is, are you connected with it? Every day you wake up in the morning, are you connected with what you're meant to do? Because if you keep wasting your life, waking up every morning, going to a job you hate, to collect money that does not even, meet your needs, then, I don't know what you're doing. So I think 2023 should be a year that you make up your mind to say, you know what, I'm going to find what it is that I'm meant to do. I don't care what A is doing or what B is doing, because A is making it in fashion doesn't mean that's what I'm meant to be doing. Because B is working in LNG and is making money doesn't mean I have to struggle to get in there. What is it that I'm meant to be doing? And I'm ready to start from the beginning, give it my all, regardless of whatever it is, and make it. Because we live in a funny time now, this generation, where um, we live in a generation where um, people are ashamed of starting small, because everybody is about effigy and packaging. But when you learn that with purpose, you're ready to forego whatever it is right now for the later gratification, which is the real deal, then you know that you're ready to connect with what you're meant to do and to find it. So that said, Precious, do you have anything to say?
Wow, wow. Like, I mean, I'm lost in this conversation already, and I believe that everyone, the number of people that have joined us and those that will yet to join, will so much benefit from this. I love it when you mention the fact that you were confused at some point in your life, and I suppose that a lot of persons in this live session are in that state of mind right now. We are all puffed up. We're all ready to make 2023 great. But somewhere in our hearts, we have this doubt. We're thinking, what am I supposed to do exactly? You're probably in a job or you're doing something, you're doing business, but you're asking yourself, is this what I want to do? And nothing else would have brought live session if not the fact that you have a question that is unanswered. And I want you to trust that this session is for you. We're going to have a time to ask questions. You're free. This is a no judgment zone. You're going to be responded to in the best professional way and in the best suitable way possible. So I love it, man, when you said that you were confused, but you eventually took a step. You took a step, you started writing for someone, and eventually you would now write your own book. So for someone
Mm-hmm.
here, what someone may need to do is to start that small one that you're looking at, and it's looking like this is very small, this is so insignificant. Start it. Don't feel like you must start from 100 or from chapter 50, whereas your life, you're still in chapter 1. So I believe that that's one lesson that everyone here needs to learn. And look at you now. I mean, when you were talking, I was thinking about the views that we already have on Lemonade. And I'm thinking about the sales you're making on your books. And this was someone that was saying, will anyone read my book? And I'm like, oh, really? So right now,
You don't
I
want to
mean,
do about it.
man, it's just about you taking a step. And when you take one step, God takes 10. Because when you were starting up, I believe that you never knew you would get here. But look at
Mm-mm.
you today. You're stuck with
I was
Kunle. You're
afraid.
doing your
I was scared. I was afraid. I was second guessing myself. And if let me tell you, get this. There are people that will even tell you, what do you think you're doing? What you're doing does not make sense. You're not going to work for
truth.
government. You're not going to do the people. There are
Mm,
people who will make you go and sit down in the night and be thinking that, she, I'm just wasting my life like this. Do you understand? As in, because the truth is, you are the only one who has your assignment. No other person has it. That's why they will not understand
true.
it.
Very true.
You
Very
understand? No
true.
other person
And
has
they will
assignment. That's why
never
they will.
understand.
But
Mm,
when you are able to really find what it is, except you have not found what you are meant to do, if you find what you're meant to do, start harnessing it, follow the right, steps to, putting your purpose to work. Trust me, everything will fall in place. And that is why I have a coaching program that helps you to find your purpose. And it's a 2 day program. I think I want to split it to three. 3 day program with a workbook, a life purpose workbook, where you get to actually go through finding who you are. You take a personality test, an assessment test, you know who you are, what your strengths are, your weaknesses are, what your values are, the things that you hold there, the values that you hold there in life are, what your limiting beliefs are, how to get past those limiting beliefs, form new one, and then find out what you love. We look at what you love, what you're good at, and then what you think that the world needs. And then we look at all those things, and then we try to create your purpose statement for it to be able to find, okay, this is what you're meant to be doing. And trust me, by the time you go
Oh,
through the work, you go through the assignments in your workbook and go through the seminar, at the end of it, there's always this aha moment when you connect with what you're meant to do. Um,
very true.
I went through this whole process because I still did a niche coaching in life purpose coaching. Then I still attended a coaching workshop. That is me that was already I attended a coaching workshop that a very dear friend of mine who's an amazing self-discovery coach had. And I did her, workshop again on life purpose just to, further just reassure myself that I'm on the right path. And
That
it
you know
was
what you're
mind
doing.
blowing. It was mind blowing. So it's something that I think that people should connect with. And I'm having one of those workshops at the end of the month. So I actually put my email. So if you're interested in joining it, you can send me an email, and then we'll take it from there. But it is important to find your why before you start setting goals and smashing
Mm.
them. Because if you start setting goals for the wrong things, you will use the whole year to set goals and do
Mm.
something, and then you come back next year and still be saying, there's still something missing. There's still something
You know,
missing. So,
yesterday, sorry to cut in. Yesterday, I was having a radio program, and a question was asked me on why must teenagers set goals? Why is it important for teenagers to set goals? And what I said was, you need to first of all discover yourself to even know what goals suit you, because it's like getting into exam hall as an art student, and then you are giving
um,
physics, you're giving biology, you're giving chemistry, and you're smart, you're writing the exam, you're writing and answering every question, but you're an art student and you registered your way, you register for art subject, and then after the exam, what happens? You're going to fail because you achieved a goal, but that was the wrong goal. So that's why it's
yeah,
important to fix yourself, to know your why, to know if you don't know who you are, you won't know what belongs to you. If you don't know where you're
exactly.
going, you won't know the vehicle that will take you there. So it's important to unveil and unfold all of these layers and layers of onion before you start setting goals, because otherwise you're just going to discover that, oh, I'm working on another man's lane. I'm taking
Exactly.
another
It's
man's
just like what you
question.
said. Some people go into school, they're very good in arts, but maybe they are told that, you have to become a medical doctor. So you now go and
Mm,
take science courses. You are struggling with those science courses. Meanwhile, you're meant to be a pure art student. It's the same thing
terrible.
with living your life, doing what you're not doing, living somebody else's life, and then trying to find yours. Then some people just admire what somebody else does and go like, I like the way Kunle acts. Me too, I want to enter acting.
Mm,
Meanwhile, that's
a
not
lot.
what you're meant to do. And then you go there, you're struggling. You understand? By the time you know it, you are trying to find your way out to what you're meant to do with your life. So how cool is it for you to know from the beginning that this is who I am? Some people don't even know who they are. They don't know what they like, what they love. And I'll tell you why. One of the things that being in wrong relationships does to you is that you get to a point where you don't even know the things you like again. Because maybe you start liking rice because the guy likes rice. You start liking meat because the guy likes meat. Do you understand? So there's sometimes you go
Yeah.
through life, you don't even know what you like because you have
Mm,
people pleased for so long that you're just picking up, or maybe
yeah.
just peer pressure. You're just doing
You've
what
lost
every other person. Oh, they
yourself.
say drinking is cool. Okay, I want to drink now. Oh, they say
Mm,
wearing blonde hair is cool. So that's what I want to do now. You just want to go with the crowd to the point that you don't even know what you are about anymore. Somebody goes like, what?
terrible.
So it takes sitting down, running that assessment on yourself to know that, okay, this is who I really, oh, that's who I am. This is my
Mm,
temperament. a sanguine, I'm a phlegmatic, I'm a choleric, I'm a, all that you learn in the seminar.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
who I am. Oh, this is what makes me this way. Oh, maybe that's why I'm like this. Oh, that's why I love stability. Oh, that's why I'm controlling. Oh, that's why people think I'm domineering. Oh, that's why people think I talk too much. Oh, and then
Yeah.
when you see all this, you now know, okay, with this kind of temperament, this is what I should be doing. And if you check it, your gifts are always connected to your temperament, to your everything is always connected, even the things that you love to do. They are always connected. So I
Mm.
believe that is always the first step. Get to know yourself again. Take
Mm.
time out to
Yes.
know you. What do I like?
Mm.
Regardless of what
Mm.
anybody thinks, what do I like? Then what do I want to do?
Mm.
If I didn't care that, oh, my parents will beat me, or what do I want to do with my life? Now, in what way do I think I can change the world? What do I think the world needs? When I talk to young
Mm.
people, like teenagers or children, I don't ask them what they want to be when they grow up. I ask them, in what way do you want to impact your world? That's what I ask them. Now, that's a more thought provoking question, because now you're
Mm. Yes. Yes.
navigating them to start looking inward to what they really want to do with their lives, not what
Mm.
career they want to just pursue. So it's about, in what way can I change the world with the skill and the talent that I have? What problem do I think is going on in the world right now that I think needs attention? You
Yeah.
understand? Because we're worrying about, it's different things to different people. Some people are worried about gender-based violence. Some people are worried about hunger. Some people are worried about
Mm.
people not
Climate
getting enough
change.
education. People are worried about different things. People are worried about people having wrong relationships. People are worried about
Yeah.
people having low emotional intelligence. People are worried about different things. So some are worried about the insecurity, or there are too many thieves, or there are too many liars, or too many uneducated people. People are worried about different things. The things that they think the world needs more love, needs more justice, needs more food, needs more, good people, needs more kind. We're all looking at different things. Needs more land space, needs more houses. So it depends on. So you are gifted to become a real estate person. So it depends on what you want to do. And when we talk about purpose, it doesn't always have to be about just being an entertainer or a creative or something. Your purpose might be to be a doctor, to be able to treat people, for them to feel better. But it's the way you do it that
Yeah.
makes you different. It
True.
might be that you're
True.
meant to be a lawyer, you're meant to defend people or prosecute people. It's the way you do it, whether you like it or not. I look positive or negative is always ultimately for good at some point.
Mm.
So this is me. And
Wow.
this is where my brain tells me that it's time to stop. So precious. I'm handing it over to you. So
Wow.
I've left my email address. It's pinned in the comment section. So if you'd want to join the group session, coaching session for the group session for life purpose coaching, please send me a mail, and we'll take it from there. I'm also going to upload the live, so you can always share with your friends and people you feel need to hear this, so that they can come back to watch it, and make decisions that needs to be made before you go into 2020. She's still very young, and I believe that it's. I always say 2020, it's going to be an amazing year. But my friend who is a coach said something. She said she keeps telling herself 2023 was an amazing year. So I took it from her. So now I always say 2023 was an amazing year. So for me, I've
Wow.
seen it all. It was an amazing year. So for it to be an amazing year, how cool will it be that you're connected with what you're meant to do with your life?
Mm. Mm. Wow. Woo. Man, guys, if you're watching this live session or if you're going to watch the replay, the best thing you can do for yourself is to get a clarity session with Coach Joy. Like, I'm not hyping her. I'm her product, like she already said. I met her when I was 7, and I met her at a point. And when she said, there was something that you said, Ma. You said that you have this gift, this thing that makes people want to talk to you about everything and anything, almost at the first instance. And it was just like the thing that happened between us. I just met this lady. I was like, I just need to talk to her. Like, we just connected in a millisecond, and boom, that was it. She
And
spoke
that's
to
true.
me, and
It was
I
it
was
was
shocked.
it was at my I
It was
went on
the
tour
book
with School is
launch.
in Session. Yeah, my book tour.
Yeah,
And I met you.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's true.
And it was just it. And ever since then, it's been an amazing relationship with you. And each time I call you to say, this is it, this is it, you give me, like, you, there's always this peace after having conversations with you. And that's what makes you a professional. You know, coaching, you use questions to get results, to help people get their own results from them. And that's what you need, because you don't need someone spoon feeding you success tips. You need someone showing you how to get it done, so that in their absence you can always do it. So I would encourage you to hit her up with a mail. She has already pinned her mail on this session. Hit her up and then get that session. Also share with your friends. I mean, we have a lot of people wandering out there and doing stuff. You know, people are losing out. People are doing stuff that they have no business doing because they've not discovered themselves. So before you set that big goal, get to understand what your life is about. So thank you so much, Ma, for having this session. I mean, this is this is awesome, and thank you again for sharing your story with us. And if you need her book is on Amazon, and you can also from tomorrow you get it on Seller. But for now, her book is available on Amazon. You
Oh
can
no,
get
but
any
you
of
can
her.
get you got served and single and parenting on seller.co. And then you can get Fill Your
Okay.
Cup, which is a book about self-love. School is in
Mm.
session. You
Full
got
is
served, single and parenting on Amazon. But I'm sure you'll be able to get all of them on seller.co by tomorrow evening.
awesome, amazing. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you so
Thank you, Precious, for joining me today. It was awesome. And
much.
I look forward to another session where we get to do this. And I look forward to
Oh
seeing you
yeah.
at the group conference. So thank you guys for joining. It was amazing. Thank you. And have a wonderful
Bye.
Sunday and an amazing week. Bye bye.
Bye.